Hey, so what's up? I got out of Wisconsin and immediately it's like I'm in fucking Mad Max world. Roads not maintained, weeds actually growing between the lanes on the highways. Uh, yeah, well, it's just, not great. Traffic suddenly started as soon as I turned this on. Before this, this road was completely quiet. Yeah. A little bit loopy because I'm still recovering from a pretty bad cold or mild flu or something. Incredibly thirsty as well. I stopped and had lunch a couple hours ago at a German restaurant. They had something called schnitzel, which is it's veal. It's been hammered flat, then breaded and fried. Like some fried egg on top, garnished with sardines and a lemon slice. It's like served on a bed of sauerkraut with a side of potato salad. It's just great. Didn't order enough beer though, so I've nearly died of thirst before finding a place that sells fluids. Such a large city, you'd think that they have like stores, like everywhere, but they don't. So, what I'm here to do is look at tunnels, because apparently this place has tunnels. It has several to many tunnels that are sort of hidden in places underneath the city. Actually, if I turn the camera around, it's like this area down there. Apparently, there are like secret or secret-ish tunnels all over down there, like multiple layers of them. Probably not going to use the footage from earlier because I was like out on the street and you wouldn't have been able to hear anything. So basically, tried to have breakfast at a place I found mentioned while I was searching for clues. Let's see, the actual quote I read is, at that time, one of my favorite restaurants in the city was the St. Clair Broiler. In the years since then, it's been bought up by a corporation and is no longer the same family-run, awesome place full of characters that it was, or that it once was. But back in 2000, Al, the knife-wielding greaser dishwasher, was still kicking ass. R.I.P. lung cancer 2005 or so. Jimmy the Greek was still running the place. Shauna the perky waitress was still our favorite server, and Mark the one-armed cook hadn't yet been fired for taking his hook arm off and going outside to fight a pissy customer. So, with a recommendation like that, you can't not check it out. But as it turns out, this guy had no idea how right he was. This was like immediately before the Obama recession, so it's no longer a restaurant of any kind. I think like since then there have been like at least 2 other businesses there. It's a drugstore now, so I'm just like at Denny's for breakfast because I have to wait another 45 minutes for the archives to open up. Yeah, so here's the deal. I'm usually very, very good at doing like massively fast research to find basically anything which is written about or recorded in any way, shape, or form, but in this case, I'm stumped. It's not true. I'm not. I never am. I'm too good. But it's close. Like, I got into the Twin Cities somewhat late in the afternoon yesterday, so I didn't have time to figure everything out. But here's a quick collection of what I've been able to put together from just absolutely ancient HTML websites like fucking Web 1.0, and even there was an ARPANET site I found, like an actual honest to god pre-HTML. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I know. I'm looking for the Sanborn insurance maps from 1926, which at one point were found in the Minnesota Historical Society's archives. If not, I should be able to find them in the Library of Congress. I just need to find Wi-Fi so I can use my laptop. For the Cobb Caves themselves, which is where we're going, the R.E. Cobb Company building, which the caves is on top of, or which the caves are below, the R.E. Cobb Company building, which the caves are below, obviously, because the other way wouldn't make sense, was torn down about a century ago. But a portion of the sub-basement still existed 20 years ago. One room in the sub-basement is uncollapsed, and that leads to a brick hallway, which ends at a empty freight elevator shaft, which goes down 60 feet into the storage caves along the bluff out on the Mississippi River. Now, after the building was torn down, a park was put on top of it, so I can't even find the ruins, which means that I can't even find the sewer connection that I'm supposed to use. Supposedly there is a sewer access tunnel to the sub-basement. I can't find the sewer access tunnel if I don't know where the building was. But I don't know, like, there's a massive amount of stuff that's just park above those bluffs. So, hence I need to find the insurance company maps so that I can find where this building was back in the late 1920s, early 1930s, or whenever it was torn down. Let's see. I found another website which listed the location of the access tunnel as off of what they call the Wabasha Bridge Room Tunnels, which is a series of maintenance tunnels and old spider holes in the bluff face above where the bridge supports are for the Wabasha Bridge. But they didn't tell me what their bridge room tunnels are like. They didn't provide a map, so don't know what they mean by that. So I know it's 60 feet down from the elevator shaft to the caves. There's a pipe about 15 feet from the shaft, which may be the same as the sewer pipe in the back of the tunnel, which was also mentioned. There's also a ring bolt in the floor, which was rusty ring bolt in the floor, so I don't know how solid that is. I found photographs from a little trip down there in February of 2002. The shaft looked like it was in good condition, but I didn't see a photograph of the ceiling. It could have all caved in by now. That's it. That's all the information I have. So, at 10, heading to the State Historical Society building, find out where it was, go look at the park, try and see if I can figure out, just from the surface, looking at manhole covers and the old layout of streets, if I can figure out what the sewer network looked like back in the day. If I can, then I'll just go straight to finding, like, probably just a Walmart, get like a shitty nylon rope and some carabiners, just head down there, see if I can't rappel in there. If I can't figure it out, then we may have to do some more questionably extra legal stuff, like, I mean, actually that might not work. The city might not actually have maps of that part of the sewers if that part of the sewers connected to buildings which were demolished 100 years ago. So, gosh, we may even have to try and find, like, other people who do this, but I'm not doing that. So, there's one other possibility, which is that it's mentioned that there used to be a entrance at the bottom of the bluff, which was bulldozed in. It's possible that wasn't bulldozed in very well. So it's not impossible that I could just grab a shovel and an axe out of the truck and I might be able to just enter the caves through the bottom of the bluff. But that's boring. No one wants to see that. So that'll be like a last resort. So I'm gonna eat my French toast and then head back to the city. So see you then. So as is typical, things aren't going great. No archivist. So that means I'm basically shit out of luck. It's already almost 10:30, so the other thing I can do is try the Library of Congress online thing, see if I can find the map I'm looking for. So what I'm specifically doing is fire used to be a great concern in these large cities. So what fire insurance companies would do, and I'm sorry, I'm still stuffy. Cold hasn't quite gone away yet, but what fire insurance companies used to do is they would make their own maps, very exact, listing every building in an area, especially the ones they covered. They'd use it for risk assessment, for pricing and liability. So while this building may have been torn down like forever ago, these maps in the right editions should still tell me what it is, where it is, and I should be able to figure out exactly where it is based off of like fire hydrants and streets that still do exist. No archivist here. I need to find Wi-Fi so that I can get onto the Library of Congress's website and look for their maps on there. So, see if they have a public library here that I can use. Preferably that has Wi-Fi. So, quick PSA. Coming from a man who has attempted to park a full-size Lincoln in LA, this is an even worse idea. Do not attempt to drive a Ford Excursion inside of a city and park it inside of a parking garage. It does not work. Because, like, you might say, gee, this looks like a massive amount of space. You could totally park in one of these bays. You, like, 110% cannot, unless you do what I did, which is, you come in on this side of the lane, you park halfway in the thingy, blocking both of these cars in, then you give up. You pull forward to there, pull halfway into that space, reverse into this massive no parking zone, and then go forward into your space. Like, if someone actually stops back there when I get back out of the museum, or rather the library across the street, I will not be able to leave. Don't do this. Buy a car that's like actually reasonable car size, not tank size, and so tall that technically I don't think I should even be trying to park this here, because this is like over 6 feet tall. Actually, this is above the, yeah. Okay, so library time. Okay, so it's good news, bad news kind of situation. Good news is Library of Congress has generally the maps I'm looking for, not 100%, but you know, actually it's all good news. Here, this general area, this general area between the Wabasha Bridge and the Robert Street Bridge, I'm about 90% sure is what I'm looking for. Okay, see if it's off of what was referred to as the, quote-unquote Wabasha Bridge tunnels. It's got to be in this general area. There's no parkland, until you go all the way down there. So it's almost certain to be this area. And the Library of Congress does have the Sanborn Company map for this area. Different orientation, so, just kind of stick with me here. So this is Raspberry Island. This is also Raspberry Island. A little bit different in profile because they cut up part of it to make a boat club. but if I'm not badly mistaken, Robert Street, yeah, so Robert Street, then Wabasha would be around here, so Wabasha Street Bridge to Robert. So we're looking about this area, and if you'll give me 1 second to pull up the photo. This is the only photograph of the Cobb building that I can find anywhere online. Now let's see. So what you can see here is facing the bluffs, like First Street on the bluffs. You can't see enough here for it to be really any use. There's a little bit more down the bottom ways, but we'll ignore that. So we're looking for the one street before the edge of the bluff, and Harriet. Okay, so there's signs. So I can't see real company infrastructure, but that doesn't mean it's not there. But we're gonna assume. Okay, last company. Last thing, there's gonna be road. I should actually probably just, yeah, it doesn't tell you where it was taken. So oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, Wabasha between 2nd and 3rd Street. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so Wabasha. State, Florida, Woodland. Tonka, River Street. Oh, Wabasha. It's between 2nd and 3rd. Water, Fairfield. Well, this is Waukesha on the riverside, between 2nd and 3rd. Okay, so that's Waukesha. West. Well, we know it's along, okay, we know it's this block, this green block right here, so Wabasha right before Raspberry Island. So if it's under a park and it's in that one block, then it's right there, right by the bridge. So there's something there. Yeah, so it's this general area. And since I haven't gotten it narrowed down fully, let's just take one more look at the terrain. Can you give me like an elevation map? No? Okay, so that means we know generally where the structure we're looking for is underneath this area. In order to confirm, I'm going to need to head down to Shepherd Road, it looks like, and search for the sealed up bluffs level entrance to the Cobb Caves. After that, looks like there's 2 active fountains, one there and one there, which means any sewer infrastructure in that area would still have to be being maintained to some extent, which means there is going to be maintenance access somewhere on Kellogg Road, which can get me into that side tunnel to the sub-basement. So, right now we are, zoom out a bit, we are right here, and parked right in that parking garage. So, is it even worth getting the trunk? Yeah, it is, because I can park there for free. No, it isn't. Yeah, okay, so. Yeah. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I almost forgot the most critical safety step we can take. So, the most important thing if you're going to be exploring underground caves, make sure that people know where you are so they can come rescue you if you need them to do that. So, I'm going to write a YouTube comment. Hey guys, in St. Paul right now, let's look now, searching for the caves. If you don't hear anything from me for now, in the next couple of days, please send someone to find me. Okay, campers, this is it, I think. This is the high bridge. I don't know if this is the Wabasha Street Bridge, because I, for some reason, chose not to bring my cell phone. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Yeah. Yeah, so, keep your eyes open for some sort of opening down here. Parking in the city is fucking horrible. Turns out I actually would have been closer and better able to walk if I'd just, you know, walked from the library. Yeah, so I found out what happened to the guy who wrote that one website that's been incredibly helpful. Apparently he had like a mental breakdown while staring at a teapot or something, and he decided to go found a vegan free-range goat farm. So on the one hand, oh yeah, there's a way in. Well, that was easy. Yeah, there's a way in. It's already been flagged, so they probably already gotten started patching it up. But yeah, so I know where the one of the dudes is who got in here 20 years back. Actually, I could probably get in contact with him, but being an aged hippie at this point, it'd probably just tell me to realign my chakras and then hang up. There's the park that I need to get to. There's the bridge that's the southernmost boundary of my search area. So I'm looking for right around here, so that probably is my way in. And one of these clumps of dirt is probably the bulldozed in rubble blocking the entrance, so I'm going to try to find a way up further down here. Then I'll get back to you once I'm up top at the park. I want to take a quick break to give you a sneak peek of the absolute fucking state of American infrastructure. Yeah. Whew, boy. Yeah, woe unto ye who attempt to drive through Minnesota, because this place is literally falling apart. So, yeah. Not much further now. Okay, well, obviously, because it's me, I've run into a bit of bad luck. There's a corpse back there, so I have to, well, I mean, if not, he is basically no heartbeat, so I have to go find someone with a cell phone, which means this is going to take even longer. So, stand by. Okay, so it took me long enough, but I'm at the top of the hill I've been watching past for like a half hour. But so here is our general search area. Down there, about here-ish, is where I figured that hole was. So that means that what we're looking for is right around here-ish. So, like any major city, it's basically an open sewer up here, but what we're looking for is the non-open sewer. So, the manhole there, it's a possible route, but too much traffic. There's an access cover for the electronics there. Maybe a fiber trunk that might let us into the other tunnels. Then there's that fountain. A fountain that big, I figure, probably comes off of the mains. So that means, and our best bet for getting way on down deep in there is probably going to be to find the manhole cover that services this fountain, and then follow that down to the mains, then just head west a few hundred feet. So let's see. Now, I'd assume this is about the original elevation for this land. So sub-basement and then 60 feet down, and we are about how many feet up? We're fairly high up on the bluff, so down plus this. So we're looking for a sub-basement about 20 feet at most below the ground over there. So our way in is going to be over here on Kellogg. There, you see that? That manhole that's sunk mostly into the ground is one that's been there for quite a while. So that is probably the mains traffic to this. So we can take that all the way down to the old sewer levels, then just take that up about 50 feet. There should be an offshoot that connects to the collapsed basement. So I think that is tentatively our route. However, we have one other possibility, which is way down the rail yards that way. If I can get there. Again, very slowly, because I have a whole other walk ahead of me before I get back to the truck. Alright, well, call me crazy, but I think that is our way in. So that pile of tailings right there, that must have been pushed over the entrance. So, looks like, if I can, what I want to do is go up here. That crevice is going to be a hard crawl, so I guess try and going to the right looks even more difficult. I have to find a store for actual climbing equipment so I can get up that crevice. Once I'm in there though, the spider hole looks awful promising. There's a way in right down there because the railroad company fucked up and didn't shut that gate. So That's probably gonna be our way inside. So, up next on the list of possibly relatable problems I've run into, no parking. You know, I mean, gosh darn it, doesn't it always just go this way? You know, you're all geared up to explore some uncharted underground tunnels, and there's just no parking. All the way down here across the river from the Comcast tower, and yeah, as certified cartoon villains, Comcast does in fact have a tower, and it is called Comcast Tower. It's like over there. There's a tree in the way because I've positioned this camera just so darn well. It's where I am. I'm like all the way down here. Tunnel's way back up there. So basic plan is I spent far too much money on climbing gear, so hopefully gonna be able to tie a good enough Swiss seat once I get down there, or up towards there. I'm gonna first try to go through that pigeonhole up in the cliffs that you saw earlier. See where that goes. If that doesn't work, well, it's not going to be quiet enough to try to go in through the street entrance till the wee hours of the morning, if then. So, if that doesn't work out, shoot, what was my alternate route? Whatever. But, you know, first things first, I'm going to try and get up that cliff face into that hole. So, I'm very proud of myself. You know, I found the climbing store that was nearest to here. There is, as it turns out, several. I walked right in there and I was all prepared, and I thought that the guy behind the desk would appreciate that. I walked in with my jack boots and I was like, I need 150 feet of rope that'll support 200 pounds, 5 carabiners, and a set of crampons that'll fit this pair of boots, and some ice axes if you have them. He just kind of looked at me as like, it's like the kind of look someone gives you when you pull a gun on them and they're just absolutely not ready to deal with that. It's like, the deer in the headlights look. So what I found is there are no ice axes in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area for some reason. Like you'd assume out of everywhere you could find a climbing store, this place would have ice axes. It's, like the river freezes like 5 foot thick. But no, I did find crampons though, so that's good. So our equipment is going to be sadly limited, albeit again ungodly expensive. So harness, 70 meters of pretty good rope, floodlight for filming, dorky little headband light for walking. Probably bring water, but probably not gonna be down there that long. And if I am, it means I fucked up and I'm not gonna make it back out anyway. Shoot, what else? I have to actually run down my gear list before I go, because otherwise I'm gonna forget to check something in the duffel bag before I get out of here. Let's see, jack boots with crampons, mountaineering rope, harness, carabiners, floodlight, headlight, personal defense weapon. Probably gonna just stick with like the dinky little penknife here, because nothing I could really do with anything bigger. So as soon as it hits about 9 p.m., I'll be putting everything in a duffel bag, or it's a sea bag. Gonna start hiking down that way, cut across the rail yard, see if I can get up that cliff face. Hope that works out. So I'll see when it gets darker. Great. Well, it's not dark, but it's dark enough. Here's our entry point up there. Yeah, everyone who might call the cops on me is gone home, so I should be good. Just gotta find a way up there. Now, the reason I wanted pitons or rock hooks or really anything is because this sandstone is pretty soft, so you can ice hook into it pretty easy. But I lack the grip strength to actually get up that crevice, and that seems like the best way to go. So, gonna put you guys in my backpack or my sea bag here. Try to get up there. If not, honestly, I may have to call the whole thing off because there is not a lot in the way of getting down there. And just turns out the thing I forgot to buy was a crowbar to get the manhole covers off up top. So that's not an option. I might be able to get into the bridge room though, like the actual bridge part, and try to climb up the embankment that's like, yeah, it's like underneath the cations. So we'll see. Okay, turns out not gonna work. I got see if I can highlight it with my headlight. Well, I can't. Okay, so I got just past that bush there, and then I fell off and almost wiped the fuck out on that light. So that's not brilliant. So the pitons that I spent 50 bucks on actually did their job really well. The problem is the handholds on there are all really fucking old and worn out, and I'm not a strong man, nor am I good at climbing anything. So the problem here is those two things. I'm not strong, and boy, I can't fucking climb. I would genuinely need rock hammers because my handy bits have nothing to grab onto. Once you get past the plane, I just topple the fuck over backwards. Gonna try one more time without the gear and see how that works. Yeah, all that's happened is I have confirmed the definition of insanity. So without gear, it's incredibly easy to climb up there to the point where the handholds stop, actually, because, you know, this is, I have a rucksack. I could have just brought that instead of a sea bag. Turns out a duffel bag is not conducive to climbing. But the issue really is, once you get up to that area that's just broken off, there are no handholds. Like zero. Those fucking thingies that turn my sea shuffle back into regular jack boots do a wonderful job giving me all the grip I need on my feet, but it's just there's no fucking place for me to put my hand. So somebody's getting up there on a pretty regular basis, judging by those footholds, but God alone knows how they do it. So I'm gonna go try and check out the bridge, see if I can get up through there. But if the door is locked, I have no other way into this tunnel system, because I don't know, they've sealed all of the major in routes that people used to use. So I don't know what bored college kids do around here anymore, but I guess they either sit in their dorm rooms and play video games, or they go to this thing, which I can't get to. So let's check on the. If I can bring you with me, let's check on the bridge. Hold on, one moment. No way up through the bridge. The door's locked tight, and even if it weren't, there's this one caisson. See, I thought I was going to be smart and climb up these caissons. As it turns out, the bridge designers were one step ahead of me, And those are entirely decorative. There is no structure inside. There's no way up there. It's like underneath the main piling that just goes into the bluff. It just goes into the fucking bluff. It's just like this, but inside, where there is no overhead light. So, yeah, I got nothing. I don't have enough money to spend another night here, so if I can't think of another way in real quick, I'm gonna have to just move on. Let's see. Okay, so surface access routes are all closed. Not gonna try to break into the city hall or anything. Is there something up there? No. Fucking hell. Yeah, I have no clue. Yeah. Without actual climbing equipment for, like, my hands, I can't get up there. So, maybe if I could climb up that side, then fast rope down the bluff into there, but that overhang goes out farther than the shelf you can see that tripod on, and that's not a very big place to land anyway, so I would probably just bounce right off there and come straight the way down. One more try. And this time I'm gonna set up the camera on the tripod so you can watch and see just how embarrassing this is. I promise I'm not even getting as far up as I sound like I'm getting. I'm getting just up past that bush, and then I just have to stop because there's no place for me to put my hand. Because it's dark, it probably looks to you like that area of vegetation you can see just inside that crack is a good place to put your hand. It's not. That stuff is just, it's growing on loose dirt, and it's not even particularly far in, so I can't even get leverage on it. I have to do some funky things with the tripod to get this to aim up. Alright. Gotta put my crampon. No, fuck the crampons. Put my band back on. How's this going? Yes. That's it, no more handholds. There might be some here, but I need I legitimately need an ice axe to swing myself over there. I don't have the grip strength to do it, and I don't have the grip either. There's nothing to grab. See, now that's why it's arguably a good thing, and I suck, because had I not been like yay far off the ground, that would have been deadly. Can't do it. Not happening. The only other place I know of that which is like a possible entry point is through a rail yard. I guarantee you those have been all blocked off by now, and even if they haven't, rail yards have really been stepping up their security in recent years, so I can't get through those. So yeah, it's legitimately this or a manhole, and I can't even get into a manhole. Because any manholes that aren't like in a high traffic area are just like really fucking on there. It's fucking goddamn it. So Minnesota built that building from Dark Souls. Yeah, real neat, but the Lothric Cathedral is red, so apply yourself next time. That sucks. It's not. That sucks. I'm not doing that. That's not going in the video.